Welcome to the Public Building Services Space Intake Portal training series. This video will walk you through the essential steps for successfully submitting your agency's space requirements using the PBS Space Intake Portal. We'll cover 4 key areas in this training. First, we'll provide a high-level Space Intake Portal overview detailing its purpose and why we've made this change. Next, we'll show you how to access the portal, including how to use the unique link you'll receive. The main section will be dedicated to submitting your requirements in the portal, where we will guide you step by step through the submission process. Finally, we'll cover what to expect after you've submitted your requirements in the portal. Let's begin with a quick overview of the portal. The Space Intake Portal is your gateway for submitting space requirements to GSA. When you submit through this portal, it kicks off our strategic planning process for your space needs. We developed this portal for 2 main reasons: to make the submission process simpler for you and to help us collect complete, high-quality information. This information allows us to create a customized housing strategy and find the best space solutions for your agency. Federal agency real estate decision makers and anyone they authorize can submit space requirements. The portal is built as a structured survey with specific questions and the ability to upload supporting documents. You don't need special system access, just the unique link GSA will send you for your specific project. Let's outline how you'll begin your submission. You'll receive an email directly from the GSA PBS Space Portal team. This is a critical email because it contains all the necessary initial information for your project. Specifically, this email will provide basic project information, your unique space intake number or SIP. This will be your primary identifier going forward. The name of your assigned client strategist who's available to assist you, and most importantly, a unique link that grants you access to the portal itself. Please note a crucial detail. You can only submit your requirements for the project once using this unique link. We will now demonstrate how to submit your requirements into the portal. Once you receive your email and you click on the unique link, it'll take you to this landing page. This gives you information about your project and gives you resources on the website and how to submit your requirements. You'll click Next Page, and this is where you'll enter in contact information. Since the requester email is the person who will be putting in the requirements. So for this, it's Jenny Jones at gsa.gov. And then the primary point of contact. This may be someone else, but in this case, it is the same person. So it's also Jenny Jones. And then it asks you for the contact's phone number. And an opportunity to add an extension. This is not required. Then it will ask, are you authorized to request space on behalf of the agency? If it's yes, then it will ask for Jenny Jones's title. In this case, we're going to say no. Jenny's not authorized, but Fred Kitten is. So we'll put in Fred's first name and last name. And Fred's a space program manager. And then we'll put in his email and also his phone number. And of course, you may change any typos as you move forward. Then we go to the next page. It does save your information as you progress forward. So you have an opportunity to choose a couple different location options. The first is if your requirement could be located anywhere within the nation, you would put nationwide. You also can choose the market, which we used core-based statistical areas for that. And if your location needs to be located within a particular city, or if you have a very specific delineated area that you're required to be within, you would choose city. For this example, we will choose specific market and click on next page. This gives you just more information about CBSAs and how to select your location. So this requirement is going to be in Montana, and it is going to be in the Helena, Montana statistical area. And we're clicking Helena, Montana there. This gives me an opportunity to provide additional comments regarding specific market location. If you have information on a document, you can copy it and just do a Control-V to paste it in to the portal. So for here, I'm saying that it has to be within 50 miles of our current location. And maybe I'll have information that I want to upload in regards to this market. If I had a specific delineated area, I could upload it here. You would either select the file or you could drag it and drop it. I won't do that for the purposes today, so we'll go ahead and hit next page. And here it's going to ask about the requested term. So how long do we need this space? There's several different options here. We need it for more than 10 years. So then I will click next page. And here is the chance to be able to provide some mission and operational information to give GSA a little bit more into what the space is for. And here it is a PBS field office location that provides office space for multiple business lines. And we've put that in here. So then we will select next page, and we move to the occupancy information. So the first question is related to how many employees and full-time contractors report or assigned to this location. For this example, we have 25. And then for executive level agencies only, this is in regard to what your anticipated average daily occupancy is per the Use It Act and OMB Memo 25-25. So here at this location, we anticipate that 20 employees will be there on average on a daily basis. Once we've entered in that, we're going to click next again. And this gets into the space requirements. So these is the usable square feet totals of the space that we need. So for this space, we need a usable square feet of 3,750, so 3,750. And we have some special space at this location. We will have a chance to break down what those spaces are as we move forward. So for now, we're putting in the total, which is 2,000 usable square feet. We don't have any warehouse. You must put a 0 or you will get an error. And we have 2 antennas, and we need 5 official parking spaces. So we put that information in. If we have any additional parking information to put, you can add that here. We're going to skip that since that is not anything that we have for this example. And this is where it will tell me I have an issue to fix. So here, I didn't put a 0 on structured. So it gave me an error. All I have to do is hit 0 there and move forward. Then it's going to ask if there's a requirement for enclosed private offices. This allows GSA to know how heavily built out it is for private offices or if it is more open. So for this, we'll say, yes, there are 2 private offices required. And then we'll be able to put in a little bit more information about the need for private offices. And in this case, HR policy requires supervisors to have enclosed space for personnel-related conversations. Then if you're an executive level agency, these questions will populate. If you're not, you will not see this section here on work types. So how much total work time is spent at a desk? For this, we're going to say greater than 75%. You might have less than 75%, and less than 25% outside the office, or you might have greater than 25%. And then the next one after this is what kind of work is being done at the desk. So when their employees are sitting at the desk, are they communicating with others, or are they working individually on focused tasks or processes? And this is really giving a rough idea to help with space programming and meeting, use it, and OMB memo requirements. So we'll hit next page. And then this is where you can break down the different types of special space that you have. If you are an agency with highly specialized build out and multiple special space requirements, maybe you probably have a program of requirements, you could click this first one, and then you'll have a chance to upload that instead of clicking multiples here. There may not be everything here that you're looking for. So you can upload. That's an option. For this space, we only have a couple of, we only have 2,000 square feet, and really we just have secured storage and a data center at this office. If there's something that's not listed here, there is an opportunity to put other and then describe what that is. We're going to go ahead and proceed to the next page. And if you remember, we had 2,000 square feet of specialized space. That's reminding us here. And so we can put in, we have 1,000 of secure storage and 1,000 for a data center. And then it will calculate 2,000. If you end up not putting in a total of 2,000, it will give you an error. Then we move on to our unique requirements. Here you select any that apply. If it does not apply to your agency, you don't select the box. For this one, we're going to click and select on freight access. So we require a freight or a special elevator for the operations of the space. And we have a server room. Remember, we had that data center. So we're going to go ahead and click on server room. And we will hit next page. Here it's going to ask a little bit of information about the server room and the freight access. So we'll go ahead and put in some information. So for this location, there's freight access required, allowing direct access into the space. And for this example, our server room is a data center that needs 24/7 operations. And I just went ahead and copied and pasted that in there. And if I had any supporting documents, I can add them here. Maybe I want to provide information on some of the requirements for those, or anything that I feel would be useful for GSA to understand about these special requirements. I will go ahead and click next page. And here we are ready. Are we ready to complete? Please note that the bar here at this point will say 0%. You have actually reached to the point where you have filled in all of the questions. And if we're done, we go ahead and go to the next page. For executive level agencies, you will see this space and head count review. So this is telling me that based on the information that I provided on the usable square feet of office and office support, the number of assigned employees, and the average daily expected occupancy, that I am meeting, I'm under the 150 usable square feet metrics. And also I am projecting 80% space utilization. And it gives me a little check here to say that from what I've entered in, I am meeting the Use It Act requirements. And then I can select next page. If I was not meeting them, it would give me a chance to revise or submit as is. So for here, we will say next, and then this final screen is just giving another chance to provide any additional information that you want GSA to know about your requirements and any other supporting documents that you want to provide. If I had more than one, I would say yes. I would upload, and then I would click yes, and it would have another upload option available. So I am now done, and I will go ahead and select submit. This is a copy of, basically it's telling me that I've submitted it. I have the option of downloading it as a PDF if I'd like to share it. It gives me some next steps, which we will cover in a minute. And then it does just go ahead and provide all of the information that we just went through as one last look here. So I will go ahead and go back to our presentation. So congratulations. We have now submitted our requirements into the space intake portal. Once your requirements are submitted through the portal, a copy of that will be sent to the point of contact, the requester, and the assigned GSA client strategist. We will review your requirements, and the client strategist will reach out to begin discussions with you on your project. For executive level agencies, we will evaluate your requirement against the Use It Act and OMB Memo 25-25 occupancy and utilization metrics. The space intake number, or SIP, is your project identifier during the identification phase of your project. This can be found in that email you received with your unique link. If you need to make changes to what you submitted, email the assigned client strategist with that SIP number and the information you need to change. The information you provided through the portal and any updates will be captured in a client project agreement, or CPA. The CPA is a document that we create together to refine the project's strategic requirements. Specifically, the CPA will show your current space details, if applicable, explain the identified housing strategy, describe the basics of your space needs, list the goals and requirements for the project. And the CPA is a formal agreement that shows all parties agree on what your agency requires in terms of space. So when you sign the CPA, you're saying that the information in it is correct and represents what you need for the project. So please note that once your requirements move into execution and procurement phases, the GSA project delivery and leasing teams will seamlessly incorporate any necessary updates to the project, ensuring your evolving needs are continuously and professionally addressed. Thank you for your time and attention. If you'd like more detailed information on specific topics, additional space intake portal videos are available, including an executive overview, preparing for submission, and how to request a new requirement. We appreciate your partnership. Thank you.